Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Marilyn Darling Show, and welcome to another episode of 30 Inks 30 Days. How's everyone doing today? Are you having a nice day? I hope you are having a nice day wherever you are in the world. Today we are looking at a bluish grayish ink. This one is from the Birmingham Pen Company. Eroded Bronze. Here's our comparison panel. It's a nice grayish brown ink. Today's pen, we will be using the Sailor Wicked Witch of the West with a Sailor Broad nib. Very nice, very nice. It does have some chroma shading things going on, but I can't really see them in the writing. Oh dear. Excuse me for just 1 second. Oh, apologize for that. I recently had a bloody nose for no reason, and every time I get a little tickle, I feel like it's gonna be the end. Alright, here's our ink swatch. Water resistance test shows it does have some water resistance. I might consider using this on the outside of an envelope. Doesn't look like it's trying to go away. Here is our toilet paper chromatography. It's got some pink and some blue and some green. It's got some very interesting purple, maybe even some purple in there. Wow. So cool. Very cool. Okay. Oh dear. Sorry about that. It's so sticky on the hand. Okay. Let's do some paper review. I need to get new finger cuts. I'm going through these like very quickly. If you have very dry hands, these are great for grippage. Okay, this is the Pen and Gear Memo book from Walmart.com. Where am I? This is a relatively fairly light ink, so it doesn't really show off too many properties. But it does have a little bit of shading, minimal amount of bleeding and ghosting. This is super lightweight traveler's notebook paper. A little bit of shading, no feathering, normal amount of ghosting for this page. I'm missing one. I'm missing one. What did it have done? Super lightweight. Where is my lightweight paper? Oh, I'm stepping all over it. Lightweight traveler's notebook paper. Beautiful shading, no feathering, no bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. Moleskine 70 GSM. Definite seepage going on. Hello neighbor, how are you doing today? a little bit of bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. I will be having a Twitch calligraphy class at 2 p.m. Pacific today. If anybody is interested, come say hi. Field Notes Journal. A little bit of seepage, a little bit of bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. Alright. This is Fabriano Eco Qua 85 GSM. A little bit of shading, no feathering, no bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. Idea notebook. A little bit of shading, no feathering, a little bit of bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. Cult Pens 120 GSM notebook paper. A little bit of shading, a little bit of bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. Midori MD paper. A little bit of shading, no feathering, no bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. Tomoe River 68 GSM. Uh-oh. Okay. A little bit of shading, no feathering, no bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. If it sounds like my computer's trying to take off, it probably is. Apologize in advance, but there's not much I can do about it. It's very warm in here. Eco Jot notebook paper. A little bit of shading, no feathering, a little bit of bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. Office Depot, Office Max. A little bit of shading, no real feathering, a little bit of bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. Cosmo Airlight 75 GSM. Beautiful shading, no feathering, no bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. The Jot Journal from the Dollar Tree. A little bit of shading, no feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. All Over the World, Handles Company. Beautiful shading, a little bit of wiggle, no bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. Clairefontaine 90 GSM. A little bit of shading, no feathering, no bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. Ayush 100 GSM notebook paper. A little bit of shading, no feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. Marumon Nemosity 80 GSM dot grid. It's got a little bit of wiggle, a little bit of shading, no bleeding, a little bit of ghosting right there. This is black and red Oxford optic paper. I'll be curious to see what similar colors you have for this one. Blues, grays, either, neither. Yes, me too. A little bit of feathering, a little bit of ghosting. Tiny bits of ghosting. Exceed 100 GSM heavyweight paper from Walmart.com. A little bit of wiggle, little bits of bleed through, a little bit of ghosting. Archer and Olive 160 GSM notebook paper. A little bit of shading, no real feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. New Eco. A little bit of shading, no real feathering, little bits of ghosting. Pen and Gear Poly Composition book from Target.com. I'm sorry, this is a Pen and Gear Poly Composition book from Walmart.com. A little bit of shading, no real feathering, no real bleeding, barely any ghosting. Up and Up Wide Rolled Composition book from Target.com. Beautiful shading, no feathering, little bits of ghosting. True Red composition book from Staples.com. A little bit of stippling, a little bit of wiggle, a little bit of bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. This is CD15 Apica notebook, 81.4 GSM notebook paper. It's got a little bit of stippling. No real feathering, no bleeding, and barely any ghosting. Milky colored drawing paper from Daiso. Beautiful shading, no feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. View Corona. Beautiful shading, no feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. The Nanami 7C68 GSM Tumbleweed River. Beautiful shading, no feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. Pelican Hub notebook paper. Beautiful shading, no feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. Smoky colored drawing paper from Daiso. No shading, no feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. CVS Caliber notebook paper. A little bit of shading, no feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. Oxford notebook paper. No shading, no feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. Mead 5-star notebook paper. A little bit of shading, a little bit of wiggle, a little bit of bleeding, minimal amount of bleeding and ghosting. This is the Pen & Gear Heavyweight Notebook Paper from Walmart.com. No feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. HP Premium 32-pound copy paper. A little bit of stippling, no feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. I received a letter on Pelican Hub paper and it felt nice. It is really nice paper. If you have not done so already, when the Pelican Hub goes to sign up, whatever the cost of it, it's worth it. This year they charged us $30. I think they charged us $35, but they had to pay for the space, and then the Pelican gifted the people who paid $1 a bottle of the ink of the year. And I, being the ink master, got 2 bottles of ink, one to divvy out to the people who did not sign up for the Pelican Hub, who showed up with people who wanted a sample, and one for myself. And only 5 people took samples, so I've got basically 2 bottles of ink. If anybody wants some, let me know. If you pay for shipping, I'll send you some. This is the JNB Copper Plate Graph Pad from JohnNeilBooks.com. No feathering, no bleeding, and barely any ghosting. Original Crown Mill 100 GSM laid paper. A little bit of feathering, a little bit of bleeding, no, barely any ghosting. Rhodia Dot Pad 80 GSM. A little bit of stippling, no bleeding, no ghosting. Vintage Mead. A little bit of stippling, a little bit of bleed through, a little bit of ghosting. Very interesting. Okay, let's see. Where does this ink lie? Is it a blue? Is it a gray? I think it's kind of a bluish gray. So let's look in the blue-gray department. Yes, I have a blue-gray department. Okay. Scooch up so I don't boop the camera. Perfect. Okay, this is Birmingham Pen Company, Eroded Bronze. Next to Diamond Blizzard. Oh, no, Nick, no, excuse me. Nadeshiko, Indigo, Ferdinand von Zippen. No. Sorry. Ooh. Ooh, Wearing Gold the Mind is kind of close. Fog of Grey is a little dark. Allegheny River's getting kind of close. Blue Snowball Nebula Twinkle is getting kind of close, but it's no longer being made. And that's it for the blue grays. Let's try the gray grays. Okay. London Gray is kind of close. Sorry. Oh, Color vs. Alpha Andromeda is getting kind of close. Oh, and Octopus Fluid's Gray Fox is getting kind of close. Although only a little bit. Hi, Wumble Bumblebee. How are you doing today? Every time I go to talk, my carburetor will not leave me alone. But all the way up until that point, I'm fine. So freaking annoying. I'm so glad that you're enjoying doing a plein air. Plein air. You know, I tried to do some plein air on my phone last year, and it didn't work out very well. Tired men for a runneth work, girl, and then a walk and paint with a boo. Oh, nice. And naughty tickle. Yeah. Try the tablet. Oh, I forgot about my tablet. You know, I think the problem that I have is that I'm like you. If I can't have every leaf, I'm not interested. But if I can maybe get it to look a little bit like what I'm trying to get it to look like. For example, where is it? Oh, I did a perspective drawing of my street about 5 years ago. And that's what I see when I look out my window. So that is pretty much the extent of my drawing abilities. It's not very good. Don't forget that today we are having a Twitch calligraphy class. Oh, that's a Zoom calligraphy class. We're going to be having a Zoom calligraphy class. I got a pen and some ink. And my handy dandy little holder. Oh shit! I'm leaking all over my desk. Sorry, if I don't take care of it right away. So. Dang it. Alright, this ink is going in the bin. That's going down the drain. Okay. B. Okay, what do I I have that I can use. Let's see. I tried to do some calligraphy with my pencil recently. It was surprisingly enjoyable. Good. Yes, use all of the tools. One of my favorite tools to use is my hard math magic pencil, and you can tell because it's so short. So today we're going to be talking about flourishing. So if you're not confident in your flourishing abilities, join the class. It's going to be lots of fun. We are going to start with a pencil and we will work our way up. That's all I've got for today. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this one. I hope that you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the little bell. Make sure it's set to all so when I upload new content, YouTube notifies you. What stylus is that? What do you mean? This is a hard math magic pencil. Alright, get out there and enjoy your life. Be with the people you love. Tell them you love them. Check out the links in the doobly-doo. And I will be back very soon with another video. So take care until then. Okay, love you, bye. Have a great day.